Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm not sure who's all in just yet. Just getting this kicked off, and hopefully it's all working good. Because you know how that works, sometimes, especially with me here lately, seems like I think I. Hey, Keith, welcome to the stream, buddy. Seems like I think I got everything ready as soon as I hit the button, and I got some stupid little thing I forgot to do. One of these days, I'll have her all exactly the way I need her when I start this off. But hey, Biggie, how's Biggie this evening? So, anyway, I think for the most part I got everything ready to go. Hit that play button at 8:30 at Mountain Time, mind you. Be 9:30 Central and 10:30 Eastern. A little late. I had to go to town after work tonight, and so I got back home just in time to get everything going. Just anyway, you know how real life can be sometimes. You can't help but you got to do it. I would love to get to the point where this was real life and I didn't have to do anything else but this. But if I did that, then I could incorporate some of my real life farming that I have said a few times here the last couple of streams. And I will get some of that content. I was going to do some yesterday and I got busy and the boss was around and I just didn't get I got to use my cell phone to do some recording on it first and I just didn't get her done. So maybe tomorrow I'll get a little bit of I think tomorrow morning before everybody gets to work, because I'm always the first one to work. I'm going to do a little footage, maybe a little bit of an equipment tour. That's what's sitting around the shop right now. That's not everything. We don't have any of our hay equipment out yet. It's still in storage. But so I might do a little equipment tour tomorrow morning, record that, and maybe I can have that up Friday because I'm not going to stream Friday. I got to go get my daughter this weekend, so no stream for sure Friday, but there should be a stream Saturday. And I decided that we're going to go ahead and do a cotton harvest contract tonight. I was in the limbo what I was going to do between cotton and maybe drilling some spring wheat on EverGreen, and I thought, let's do some cotton. Cotton's not something that people do a lot of, from what I've seen. I know Kadurk did a live stream of a big cotton deal the other night. But welcome, Plowboy. Welcome, sir. Welcome everybody that's here. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that I got everything kicked off. No messes up so far. Everybody can hear me fine, I think. So, without further ado, shall we lease us a couple cotton harvesters? Kind of got to have them in order to have that cotton harvested, right? So I think we'll do two of them, because why not? Go big or go home. So let's see. Oh, I know what I need to do quick. I changed this point the other day. Store deliveries. Boom. Well, I hope you enjoyed your nap there, Biggie. Yeah, and I am doing fairly well, considering it's that busy time of year where you take two steps forward and one step backwards. It feels like. Had a major breakdown on the disc today, so I was in the middle of that and didn't get to finish preseason of the planter, which I'm almost done with that. And as soon as I get that, I think tomorrow we're going to put tanks on the tractor, and hopefully we'll have the planter ready to go by Monday. I'm hoping, because Monday's our normal start date. April 24th is the date we like to try to start around here for planting corn. Yes, I know a little bit later than everybody else, but that's just kind of how our climate is here. And this year, as cold and crappy as it's been, like last week we had a few days of 80s, and then it cooled off and some rain snow crap there towards the end of the week, and then it warmed kind of back up, and then guess what? Tonight we had some rain snow fly through, and then tomorrow's supposed to be the same thing, and then it's supposed to warm back up a little bit, and then next week's supposed to be kind of the same thing. So old man winter just he don't want to give up, and spring's doing its best to try to get his butt kicked out of here, but he's putting up a heck of a fight this year, it seems like. So now, like I said, let's get some cotton harvesters bought, right, shall we? And I don't want that. I want that. And here we go. I want this one. And they redid this mod, and they made it so that the head had come off, and it was supposed to be able to fold with stuff in it. And I've been finding that it doesn't fold. It gives you that won't fold if it's full thing, and it does it when it's not even got anything in it now. So I think they did something wrong, even though it's on the mod hub. You know, and Giants do such an awesome job at testing everything when they release stuff that, anyway, don't get me started on that faux pas. And let's go with some Michelins. Let's go some Michelins. Twins. Working speed. 32 mile an hour. Windows. Well, we need to have a little bit of tint on there. You get that afternoon sun coming in there. It's nice to have a little tint. Let's get them big old mirrors going on there. And GPS. Why not? We're going to... Hey, Plowboy. Glad you could make it, buddy. Yeah, I think, as far as what you're saying there, by the end of June, I watched another episode of Larson's Farms the other night, and they're supposed to get hammered. We're right on the edge of of a storm right now. That's why we had some rain snow mix today and tomorrow. It's supposed to just dump on South Dakota again, parts of Minnesota, actually northern Iowa was actually supposed to get a little bit at this go round, I think, and boy, them guys in Minnesota, they just can't get away from that snow at all. At least we finally got away from it. It's just, them guys, I feel sorry for them. Jeez, I they're gonna be, and when it does start melting, they got a tough road to hoe in front of them because they're gonna be water standing in their fields, and that's heavier soil, so they don't dry out as fast. And it's going to be one of them years that if you don't tile and have not tiled up there, you're really going to be hurting. And hey, Trio, welcome to the stream, buddy. Okay, here I am a yip gapping again and not getting things bought, and people are going, "Well, what's this guy doing?" Well, we're window shopping. Isn't that what you call that? Window shopping? All right, no, we're gonna we're gonna get these bad boys leased. Anyway, Michelin Twins 32 smoke design standard. And we'll go ahead and put a number one on one and a number two on another one. Lease, yes. And I really wish that somebody, this is another one of them things, if there's any modders that watch me, would somebody please release a lease mod that fixes the leases so they're freaking right? I do not like how the in-game does the lease bullshit because they don't do it right. Now, I'm going to prove this to you right now. And this is talking from a real standpoint of a farmer here. Look at this. So you have a base cost of $12,184. And then you have a per work day, $6,992. And then you have a per work hour of $12,793. And then for a total lease cost of a monthly, mind you, $31,070. This is not how leasing works, people. Giants, pull your heads out of your butts. As a real farmer, when I lease something, I don't know of any other farmer that does it any different. It's just like you buying something, except for you're paying for the use of that particular piece of equipment. And most all farmers make a yearly payment just like you make a yearly equipment payment. Some farmers might have a monthly, but it's still based on yearly usage. Not daily, not monthly. There is an hourly thing that is involved. But what it is okay, let's say I'm going to lease this cotton harvester. So I'm going to lease it for most of the time. You lease for like a 5-year type thing. Because that's what we were doing with our swathers. We were leasing a new swather every 5 years and just getting a new one. Interest rate, you still have to pay an interest rate on your month, on what you pay, right? But anyway, so You figure out, okay, I put on 300 hours a year on a regular year on a swather or a combine or a tractor, whatever you're leasing. So when you set up your lease, and it's a big payment every year, yearly, and you figure, okay, over a 5-year period of time, if I use it for 300 hours a year, so I'm going to lease that tractor or whatever I'm leasing for 5 times 3 is what? 15, am I correct? So that would be roughly 1,500 hours. So you set it up on you're going to lease this vehicle, this piece of equipment, and in 5 years you're going to put 1,500 hours on it. Most of the time you put a couple hundred hours more on there, that way in case you don't want to go over, because if you go over on your lease hours, then you pay a penalty. So where you get equity in a lease is when you're under your lease hours. So at the end of the 5 years, and I've made a payment every year for 5 years, one balloon payment every year. This is how leasing works most of the time that I know of. So if you come in and I put 1,400 hours on that piece of equipment, and I leased it for that 5 years and thought that I was going to put 1,500 on it, but I leased it so I had 1,700 hours is what the hourly was on it. So now you have 300 hours equity. That's where you get your equity when you lease equipment. It's not like buying equipment and your equity is on what the piece of equipment's worth. But either way, my point here is you don't charge monthly $31,000 like Giants likes to do. You don't charge daily on top of an hourly and a base cost. What this should be is $31,000 a year. A year. So I would like to see a modder put a mod out that fixes this bull, that makes leasing like it is in real life. Not this monthly crud. I hate how they have leasing in this game. Okay, enough of my rant for Farm Sim right now. So we'll get this sucker leased. It's still cheaper than buying it outright. Another thing that they could do to make this game a little more realistic, if you do buy it, set it up on payments. Anyhow. Hi, Ninja. Welcome to the stream, sir. Glad you could make it. All right, so we got 2 of them bad boys done. Now we need a couple heads. And I think the heads, are they under regular heads or are they under cotton technology? They are under cotton technology. And of course, we are going to go with the big boy, 12 rows. And 9 mile an hour is fast enough. So we need at least 2 of these. Okay. Yes, okay. Back. And we need to go into trailers. And that's not our technology. I sure hope them trailers are in here. I'm going to be upset if they're not. Because I do not want to load these bales by hand. I'm sure they are supposed to be in here. Come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where are my cotton trailers? Some Nimrod. Toby. Not naming names. Toby. You idiot. Has appeared to have forgotten to put the cotton auto load trailers in. I could have swore to God that I put them on this server a long time ago. Alright, where's my miscellaneous? Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Are they in the miscellaneous? Come on. No. So, oh boy. Oh boy. So, this is what happens when you wait and go do something and don't get home and then you kick off your live stream when I really could have swore I had them in here. Where are them boys? They're not in. I've looked in all the trailers. They're not in the low lows. They're not in the cotton technology. Oh, I don't think they're in bale loaders. And they're not in bale wrappers. It says they should not be. Well, I guess that means that I have got to... Come on. I would really wish this guy that put autoload on this would put autoload for more than round bales. I really like this trailer. It's just sharp, sharp, sharp drop deck. Okay, so I got to use... Where the hell is that other trailer? Excuse my language. Trailers. I guess we'll use this autoload. They changed that, right? So you don't have to specifically buy it for something anymore, am I correct? The last autoloading bales. Hey, if I think that I don't have to, I think it will load cotton bales. Alright, we'll quit farting around now. And we also need to go down here. Let's get logged in. Shift RFSA 1324. Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening and had a great hump day. As the camel would say, you know what day it is? Anyway. Yeah, I'm being a little goofy tonight, I guess. I'm in a good mood. I don't know why, I just am. So let's go down there to harvesting. And this one is a cotton field 194, which would be pretty close by. And he's taking it to Johnson's Farmers Market. I think we shall accept that contract. Okay, details. How many acres is this thing? Where's your acreage is at? Ooh, 147 acres. That's a pretty good sized field. This is the reason why we got two. 194, right? Yep, right there she is. There she be. Okay. Hump day. Yep, that's right, biggies. That's right, biggie. So let's see. Let's get rid of that. The bad thing about playing farm sim, man, you got all these HUDs shooting around everywhere. And then of course us guys that like the gut for punishment on top of it. Wow, really? Alrighty. And you, let's send you on your way. You need to go to 194. Anyway, we seem to think that we got to have all these mods, and because we can. And the next thing you go, you got a mod for this, and you got a mod for that, and then you got a mod for this, and then you got another mod for that. And the next thing you know, you got 15 bazillion HUDs up because you thought you had to have all these dang mods. And I think we're going to drop this bad boy here. I think we're going to use a blue and black tonight, or light blue. Come on. Oh, and for those of you that happen to like Expendables W9, I was fluttering around going through mods and stuff trying to get me some more mods put together for my next single player save. And I did not know, but by God, them guys stuck a version 3 in on this truck. And they added 2 more stripes to it, and they added some more, And this is still version 2 because I ain't had time since I found it last night to do some edits and stuff that I cannot have in mod without not having my little touch to it. I just got to have my little touch to her. So anyway, what they did change, I'll bring my little pointer up here. They added 2 stripes. They added a stripe that runs over the front of the hood, and then they added one where it's got the little squiggly pinstripes that they put on, you know, the little fancy ones that they used to do years ago. They did that, and then they added some paint options instead of the tanks here being part of the frame. They separated that out, so you can pick a separate color for that. They made a separate color for the chops and the visors. They made a separate color for the stacks, I think. So you can really color them up. And they added some other odds and ends things. So, but anyhow, well, hopefully by the next episode or whatever I decide to do, we will have this version 3 in here. Hi, Braden. How are you? Are you a newcomer? Your name looks a little. And the trio sneak in here, and I miss saying hi to him. I hope not. I sure hope not. Because if you did, buddy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. Anyhow, I'll send you over here. Let's put some go juice in this boy. Got to have that government juice. Well, not government juice. I guess it doesn't have that stupid def on it. But she's got to have that diesel. Got to have that diesel. She won't go down the road very far. Let's get over here, get this one fired up. And oh, there's also, I haven't got it in the server, or it worked on yet too. There is a new and latest greatest version of JJ's pickup. I think it's been out a little over a month, his newest version of that. I got it downloaded, but there again, I haven't put my little Toby touches to it. The biggest thing I like to do to his mod, and he's a great modder for no more than what he's got out there for mods. He's got some really nice mods. But I didn't. He kept it simple, and he didn't put very many color choices on this thing, and I didn't like what he had for color choices, so I added some colors to it. That's about all I did to it. Changed the speed a little bit, added some friction, and did put some better brakes on it. But anyway, there's a new version of this pickup out. He added the dynamic suspension to it. So, which is similar to what he's got on his W990. If you're familiar with JJ at Northwest Mods and Edits, I believe. That's also who put out the EverGreen map that we're doing the single player on. And let's see. Shut the tab off for these. Oops. Lock you out of that one. Lock out of that one. Lock out of that one, because we're not going to use these tonight. Lock out of that. You're going to sit and collect a little bit of dust tonight. We're all about cotton tonight. Hey, welcome in, Jake. Yeah, I hope your stream went well there. I'm sorry I didn't get in a little sooner. I really wanted to. I kind of hate that little drive-by thing and not spend a little more time in your stream. But I was in town. I got back fairly late, but I did want to stop in and say hi, just show my support and let you know I appreciate you, buddy. Well, I see we got a few people in here tonight. One thing I do want to say. I gotta say this. If anybody in here knows W or 4B 4B's channel, he's a fellow Nebraskan. He had surgery today, just a minor knee surgery today, I think he had, but he's gonna be out for a little bit. He ain't gonna do it. He did last night. They did a stream last night. But anyway, just kind of Give a shout out to 4B. To hopefully had a good surgery today and to a speedy recovery, buddy. Yeah, I don't know if you're probably watching or not, but if you do watch, but anyway, anybody else that's in here that's familiar with 4B, go over and say next time we're streaming, say hi and hope you're getting well, fine, and that kind of good stuff. And if not, look him up and subscribe to him. Pretty good guy. Anyway, that's my special announcement for the night as far as that goes. Just showing a little more farm sim love. So anyway, let's see. That's what I mean. They fix these things, and I just hit the fold thing. And they separated the heads, which is good, so you can fold the head. But in order for it to fold, you got to actually kick the thing on. I think there's not something right with it. To me, so, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's the way they intended it, but it makes no sense to me. So she's like, now we got it all folded up because I started it. Shut it off, right? And now I want to fold it because supposedly that was one of the things they incorporated with the newest version of this 770. But if I want to fold it, right? Fold. Folding is not allowed while tool is filled. It's not even filled at all. So something's not quite right, but we can still at least fold the head and get her on down the road. Come on. What the hell are you doing? Why aren't you wanting to move? Really? What's the deal here? Hey, Keith, welcome to the stream. Yep. He's a pretty tough dude. I'm sure he is. I just wanted to give him a little shout out, and be a good fellow content, friend. He's helped me out a little bit, promoted me too. So why not? I mean, that's just the thing to do, right? In my opinion. All right. Not quite sure why you think you need to have the strobes on just to go somewhere, but okay. Oh boy. This is not going to end well, I can tell you right now. Yeah, I told you it wasn't going to end well. Huh. So, there seems to be some other issues with this frickin' mod all of a sudden. I don't want it to move. Move it. Move it. Yes, that is correct there, Keith. Farm Sim Love. So, you'll move as long as you're not folded. It doesn't seem right to me. What do we got going on here? Did I hit course play for some stupid reason? No, I didn't hit course play. And I didn't hit. So, there we go. Alright, now you're gonna move. Stupid things. Farm sim. Ugh. I honestly haven't messed with this mod too much since they released it, to be honest with you. I farted around with it here a couple weeks ago. That's how I knew it was weird on the whole not wanting to fold like it's supposedly. That's the whole reason why they put the update out, was so it'd fold. So I'm not 100% sure what the issue with this thing is. And I even threw it in my mods folder that don't have a bunch of mods in it to make sure I didn't have a mod conflict. And I still think there's something not right that got overlooked to me. I mean, it's still usable, thankfully, because the biggest thing was being able to fold the head as far as I was concerned with the old one. Alrighty, let's get us a course made here. Alright, Plowboy. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. You have yourself a good rest. And yes, this time of year, 4 hours is not enough sleep. I'm going to grant you that, although there's a few of them days where you're putting on 16-hour days in, they all kind of run together. And sitting in that planter tractor trying to get that seed in the ground, which is just right around the corner for this kid. Well, I mean, guy. I'm no longer really a kid. Long ways from that 1974 when I was born. So, no, I'm not a kid. Young at heart, I guess. Is that what they say? I need to do create job. I'm getting a little lost here. Field work. And we're doing 194, so let's pick field. And there we go. Let's do 2. Should we do 1? Is 1 going to be enough? 1 should be enough with 2. And sharp. And let's go. Shit, I guess don't matter when you're doing these because they don't have an auger you got on water. I'm a counterclockwise guy because I'm right-handed. And up down's fine. Circle's fine. Generate field work course. Well, that's good. I'm sure he's doing fine. I just wanted to throw that shout out there, to him and for a speedy recovery and just being a good guy. I'm glad to hear that he's out and about in cruising. So yeah, that's exactly right, Plowboy. You get some sleep and so you can get up and hit her hard again tomorrow. All right, we're close. We're doing fine, I think. And hey, Farm Sim Freak, welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully tonight we'll actually have some behavior with our with our get it spit out there, Neil. Get her. Come on, I do really. I learned English once. We'll have a little better luck with our course play tonight because boy, the other night it was wanting to be kind of finicky on us. There's just some nights that. Oh, there is a new version of course play. Didn't get that added. 7.122 or some darn thing, or 7.212. I don't know. Anyhow, I just know that there is a new. Now, I did pick. Yeah, we're going counterclockwise. Okay, stupid, get over here. Not the stupid cotton harvester. Stupid guy behind the wheel here. Alrighty. Alright, let's get you going. Let's start pooping out them cotton bales. Oh, I put him on the right side. Honestly, I do know what I'm doing. Even though it don't look like I know what the heck I'm doing. Boy, yeah. Honestly, I have done this a time or two. I think, therefore I think. Anyway, okay. Oh boy, I know what I forgot. Yeah, copy. There we go. Copy. And you need to be right first. Start. Hey, I think we got this figured out. Is he going to do our tour? All right. And let's go nearest waypoint. 2 hours and 34 minutes. Whee! With 2 cotton harvesters, still going to take a little while. Why, good evening, Mr. Hoonigan. Any of those that are in here that have not heard of Hoonigan, you need to go check his channel out too. He's been a really good supporter for me. Matter of fact, one of these times, really, there, Hoonigan, we really need to get together in Discord and discuss having you be a moderator for me, because you are usually here, and I think I can count on you and I can trust you. But anyway, besides that point, he hasn't done any live streams per se yet, but he does have a channel, and he's been currently just kicked off a series of 0 to 1,000,000, so survival type series thing. And I do believe I've watched 3 episodes now, and I think he dropped one today. Go check the guy out. Seems to be putting out some pretty decent content. I do believe he is probably at this point pretty tired of mowing hay. Because you know how them survival series things start out. You either mow hay or you cut logs. And I hate, and I mean I'll repeat it with a passion, I hate logging. Nothing against you guys that like logging. I just cannot stand it. So you won't see me do it unless I'm a part of somebody's stream and I'm helping out. Otherwise, that's one thing I can promise you that will not be on my channel. The most you'll see me doing any logging is maybe a tree or here or two that gets cut down and disappears. And why are you just sitting over there instead of kicking out your bale? Something's not right. Oh, come on. Can't shit just work. What's the deal? Stupid, you're not even completely full. I don't see anything here that would cause it not to work right. Oh, you and your... Oh, hush, Keith. You too, Hoonigan. I just give you a nice shout out. Don't be even going there with me. It's most likely because of horseplay, or this mod just ain't working quite like it's supposed to, I have a feeling. So it needs to be unloaded. So unload. Make the damn bale, you stupid thing. Turn on automatic drop. I should not have to do that. Am I right? I mean, when you kick off courseplay, that should automatically, duh. Not only that, it ain't even made the damn bale yet. Oh, it's just how when you don't fully test a mod before you start using it, and you go, hey, let's use that mod, and let's use it for the first true time using it on a live stream. You're asking for trouble every damn time. Every time. You'd think I'd know this by now. Been playing this game since 13. I would know better. Oh no. All right. So let's see. Z, turn on. Will you work now that I got automatic drop turned on, you stupid ass? I wonder what the deal is. This bad boy is working like it's supposed to. Ugh. I know. The one guy's the new hired man. Said he knew how to run a cotton harvester, and he's full of crud. He just wanted a job. It's always how that works out, right? When they tell you they know how to do something, and they don't, and then they go to work, and then you go, oh, you don't really know how to do that. No, I don't know how to really do that. But I wanted a job, so I had to lie to you just a little bit. Anyway. Okay, so what I was doing here, turn on automatic drop. Z. Now, you go back to work. You gonna get your poop in a group here, buddy? So, I know what I need to do next. Come on, let me in. I need to go into here. Let's adjust some settings. Excuse me, convoy distance. Let's go 300 feet. I like mine to be a little more spread out. Maybe you'll have a few less issues. And let's turn this up a little bit to, let's go about 25. 25. And let's turn you up to 8.1. And let's turn you up to 8.1. There. And let's do the same thing to you. Raise tools late. Lower tools early. And 300 feet. You know what, Keith? You've got a perfectly good point. Like I told you, I know better. I do. I did kind of test it. I mean, that's how I knew the whole folding thing was wonky. The whole reason why that. Honestly, that's the whole reason why they put an update out to the mod is supposed to so you could fold it when it had stuff in it, so you could transport it or put it away for the year. And that's why they did made the head removable too, from what I understood. So I didn't quite understand. Yeah, I got in it the first time, hit the fold thing, and it says cannot fold while full. And I'm like, it's not even full. It has nothing in it. How you could? I mean, why are you giving me that warning? And I went in and farted around in XML a little bit, looked around, and I couldn't find anything in XML that wasn't right. I mean, I'm not. I can edit things and make, I can do some things and make, I'm not perfect at XMLs. There's some things about XML I lack a little on, but I couldn't see anywhere in there that it should have been messing with the mod. So anyway, I knew that the biggest thing for me is that after you folded it, I could care less if it's that tall. The biggest thing was being able to fold the head when you were going down the roading it. So anyway. Like I said, I farted around with it. Hey, so they changed that too. And now it's going to give me that stupid thing. Used to be, it just pooped it out as it went rolling right along. Now they're going to stop and back up. I wonder if that's because I got the Baylor mod in here. Okay, so continue. You're no longer blocked. Continue. This is going to be a long night. Why did you stop? Inty hoot. That is normal. Let's mess with the psyche of the farmer. In particular, Neal. Cannot tell me you have not. Well, let's get in here and see what it does. So blocked by an object for a second or two till you get the stupid thing out. Right? And it did it on this one too. Oh, if I got to get in here and restart these son of a guns every time. The old version of this model get put back in here. Okay, dummy. What are you backing up for? Needs to be unloaded. Well, then unload it. Really? Wow. So I thought this was going to go off without a hitch tonight, guys. I'm sorry, evidently not. Hey, let's do something a little different, do some cotton harvesting, and it'll be kind of good. And now, what the hell is he doing now? Oh my. How much is this a cotton harvester and how much is this a stupid course play? Not liking it. I was in a good mood. I was. Who was asking me about I wish I could figure out course play the other day? I think it was it you, Keith, that was talking about that? Or was it Ninja? I don't remember. But the other night you were talking about I should use that more and learn how to use it. No. If you have any kind of sanity, I suggest you don't because you lose it. Because I'm not 100% sure it's the cotton harvesters that are screwing up or if it's course play that's screwing with the cotton harvesters tonight. See, like there, he's emptying his pre-chamber into the bale chamber just fine. Are you guys going to smooth out and work? Gee, I hope so. Oh, good one, Keith. I like that. Yeah, yeah. I plead the fifth because my lawyer's not here. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes, Hoonigan, I might do that, but I want the headlands done first. Oh, it's probably because I got my phone turned up a little bit, and it's probably reverberating off my phone. Because I'm using my phone to follow my chat. Sorry, guys. I know it's kind of loud there, so let me let me turn my phone down. There, is that a little better? I hope. I don't understand the backing up thing. They never used to do that before. That's got to be part of course play's little get you up thing here. Before they just pooped them out and kept going. They didn't even stop to poop them out. They were they used to do what I would call the running shits. Just poop her out as they were running. Oh, I'm supposed to be more PG. I'm sorry, I should not have said that, but I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, did I get my echo taken care of, Ninja? I hope so. Does everything sound okay? Is it? No, it seems like on that side. Yeah, PG, pretty good. Yeah. All right, thanks, Ninja. Glad like I said, I had my phone turned up just a little bit too loud. I always start the stream out with it on a little loud so I can make sure I can hear myself, and that way, if I can hear myself, then I know that everybody can hear me. And anyway, Looks like they're going to behave here for a little bit. Let's do this farm sim no. I got to answer me a message here quick. Because of course about the time I need to do that. See what's stupid is I don't know why it's backing up there. It's just it shouldn't back up coming out of the pre-chamber into the bale chamber. I do know that much. It's got to be a course play goof thing, I think, because the old version of this never did that, and I wouldn't think they. Well, maybe they changed that too. Who the heck knows? I don't know. We're learning all kinds of things tonight, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, huh? So, did he do it again? Poop out a bale and then stop? Why? Why did you stop? Because you got a wipe or something there, dum-dum? I don't get that stopping thing when it poops out a bale. All right, this is going to be, let's get this stupid headland done, and then you might end up being regular hired worker, which sucks because then you got two hired workers because they can't work in unison. You got to have one on one side of the field and one on the other because they're too the in-game hired workers. I don't care what they said, they aren't. They improved the in-game IA or AI. Artificial intelligence, that's exactly what it is, artificial intelligence. They improved it by 2 IQ points. Went from 4 IQ to 6 IQ maybe. I'm not impressed with the 22's IQ any more than I was in 19's. Although I can't say as though I'm real impressed with course play right now either. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, guess it's one thing when you fight with course play and you're doing single player. But then again, it wouldn't matter because be my luck, I'd be fighting with it while I was recording a single player recording. So one way or the other. And like this, why did you stop? I didn't tell you to, or yes, I did tell you to stop. This one was my fault because you were trying to overrun the other guy. Anyway. Come on. Have I lost anybody yet? Anybody go, man, this guy didn't know what he's doing. Honestly, one of these days, I'm going to surprise everybody. We're going to have a live stream, and everything's going to work like I want it to. I'm going to start it off perfectly. I'm not going to have any hiccups. Yeah, there'll be a start. I swear there's going to be a live stream like that someday. This is very entertaining. I am glad that I can entertain you, Ninja. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here, is for the entertainment value. And if it's me wanting to strangle the living bejesus out of course play and a couple cotton harvesters. Oh boy, blocked by an object, so that means he's getting ready to take a pooper. And let's see. Hey, check that out. At least we know one thing's going to work. They did incorporate it so you didn't have to bite. Alrighty. Looky there. We're going to have one thing on this stream that's going to work right. Good old trusty K-Dub. Ain't anything better than a W9. If somebody in chat says that a Fruit Loop's better than a W9, they're loopy. I know. All in what you like, right? Hence the reason why you can have a Fruit Loop, or you can have a Mac, or you can have a Peterbilt. Oh, hey, I got a joke for everybody. Being I already blew the PG part of everything. And some of you older guys, you know what they used to call Freightliners, right? They used to call them freight shakers because they rode like a lumber wagon. You know what you get when you cross a Peterbilt, a Kenworth, and a Fruit Loop? for a Freightliner? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Yeah, Peter, we're shaking. Anyway, I thought it was funny. It's an old joke. Really old joke. Corn binder. Yeah, that's an international. Binders are them old internationals. Tough old birds. You want to talk about something that rode like a lumber wagon? Them old girls did. Glad I could get you to laugh there a little bit more, Ninja. Alrighty. Yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie. That one's been around a long time. But yeah, I can't wait to get that new version in here. It's a sharp truck. I really like these trucks. Even if you're not a Kenworth fan, man, you cannot say that these expendables, this expendable Kenworth he put out it's an exceptional mod. I'm still not quite understanding why it's shutting off every time because it senses it's blocked. How is the stupid thing blocked? You ain't got to back up any farther. That's got to be a courseplay issue to me. Anyhow, let's get you guys. We got to get this headland thing done, or anyway, get the headland done, and it might get switched over to regular hired worker, one from one end and one from the other end. I don't know. When it comes to semis, as far as new ones go, I still like the W900. I don't mind the 389 as far as looks, but most everything else, a few of the Macs are okay, but most everything else is butt ugly. And then you got Volvo. Oh my God, is that about the ugliest thing on the road? Ugh. Expensive to work on and everything else. I hear that they're supposed to be one of the most comfortable out there, but wow, that is just weird. That has got to be a course plate thing. And what are you shut off for? Boy, I tell you, when I edited these, what little I edited, all I did, come on, is I edited the speed on the head so it'd go 9 miles an hour, put vaguely just a little bit of friction on the tires so it wouldn't slide around. Also give it so it had a little better road speed. But that's all I did to these. I didn't change anything else on them. So I didn't mess anything up in XML as far as the capacity, the pre-chamber, how fast it transfers it to the pre-chamber to the bale deal. I did a little bit on the first one because I was trying to get it to go fast, and like Dirk was having problems the other night on his live stream on Australia when they were leaving those little strips when they were kicking out the bale. And I fought with that for a while with the other version of these, and fought with that, trying to get it to, because I had them so they were going 12 mile an hour or something like that. So I fought with the pre-chamber capacity, and I fought with the transfer rates, and I couldn't get it so it would quit leaving that little pause. Did that little pause between kicking out a bale and a pre-chamber, so it leave that little bit of cotton behind. I couldn't get it to quit doing that. What I ended up doing was slowing it down to 9 miles an hour, and then it quit doing it. So, word to the wise, if anybody messes with these, they just work way better at 9, 10 mile an hour. The old version anyway. Which, in all reality, if you ever watched any of them pick cotton, they don't pick cotton very fast. I don't think they pick cotton any faster than you combine good corn, I suppose, 4 mile an hour. What little I know about picking the cotton, just from what I've watched on some YouTube channels, that one southern, what's the name of that guy that Triple R Farms or something like that, down in Louisiana area, somewhere down in there, Alabama, wears a visor instead of a cap. Always wears a visor. I can't think of what the name of that channel is. Well, I'll never talk again on tax legacy. Got the power now. What? What did I miss there, Hoonigan? Yeah, I seen Tack was streaming, and I meant, like I said, I wanted to stop by and say hi to him too, but I just got started too late. I just couldn't get her done. And Jake was streaming, another good guy, Bonehead, good guy. I did manage to stop in and say hi quick to Big Rig Frosty. He was streaming. Stopped in and said hi to him. Another good guy. Everybody's pretty good people. So, haven't seen Rabbit in here yet tonight. Might be kind of late for him. I don't know. I haven't seen Rusty in here. And it shouldn't have been too late for him. He's a Nebraskan too. Lives up there the eastern part of Nebraska. Central time there, so 9:30, 10:30. Yeah, it could be getting kind of late. But I watched his stream the other day, Sunday, or for a while before I streamed on Sunday, and watched him throw together a challenge deal on Rosendahl, and him. I had to chuckle a little bit about that deal. It's kind of like this deal. He was fighting with that Sintrack thing. Boy, if there ain't an uglier looking thing out there than that goofball thing. Alrighty, Hoonigan or Keith. I think Dirt Farmer, he dropped a vid today, and a real life farming vid, I think. Meant to go watch his deal about the washed out culvert the other day. I didn't get her watched yet. I need to do that. Another real life farmer that's putting out some farm sim content. Pretty nice guy, it seems like. Oh, guys, this is about frustrating. Why are you guys doing this? Get to going. Get this first round done, please. Well, if I've missed anybody, welcome to the stream. See, we got 5 guys in here. Oh, that's a pretty cool sunset there, Uncle Bob. So, let's see. Well, I'll never talk again on tax legacy. Got the power now. And I don't think it has anything to do with it doing the headlands. So like now, see, he's not full. He's backing up for what reason? He wasn't even going from the pre-chamber to the bail chamber. Shouldn't have not got a dang thing to do with backing up. It's like it's doing some weird that stupid thing that auto drive does with combines that they want to back up when they get close to the combine when they're trying to unload on the go when they're doing the pre-call thing. Ah, well, I guess. If everything was perfect on farm sim, what would we do? It would almost probably be boring, wouldn't it, guys? I think so. Oh. They pooped one out and I can't go. Some kind of constipation thing going on here. Which it shouldn't be. You got it pooped out and clear. Shouldn't be constipated now. I know. They're straining so hard to get that thing pooped out. They're just getting tired. They got to rest. That's what it is. Oh. Hopefully it's not a nasty thunderstorm there, Hoonigan. Boy, there have been a few of them this spring. Boy, a little early for that junk. Them guys in Iowa and Missouri and in Illinois. Was there some bad tornadoes in Illinois and Ohio already? I know there was in Iowa and in Missouri. Oh, it was Louisiana down south. They had some really too. Too early for that kind of crud. All right, now you guys got the headlands passes done. Can we behave? Can we do what we're supposed to do? What? It dropped down to 3? Ah, come on, guys. Can't be that boring tonight. Guess nobody liked my trucker joke. Who? Anyway. No, part of the problem is this starting at 8:30 works good for me, but when it comes to Eastern time, it's kind of late for the Eastern time guys. But it's just what it's going to have to be, especially this time of year, because there's going to be some nights well, tonight, but that was kind of self-inflicted because I ran into town, but going to be some nights it's going to be pretty hard pressed to get one shot off by 8:30. Because I'll probably be in a planter till 7, if not maybe a little later. Stupid. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with this. No more. You win. You stupid son of a son of a guns. You can go over here. Yeah, I ain't putting up with this no more. We'll find out if regular hard worker works any dang better, I guess. We'll have this guy work from this side and the other guy work from this side. Jesus. About to find out whether it's a mod itself or if it's a course play issue. There's a will. There's a way. We'll get this thing figured out. Just please, please don't make me have to trade this thing in for a freaking red one. That would be almost like the end of the world for this guy. Yay. All right. Moment of truth. Oh, yes, of course. You would be off with just a one row, wouldn't you? Sorry, this is when my OCD kicks in. I know other guys, they just left it, but not me. I got to get that half of a 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 ton of that one little bit that it leaves. What the hell are you doing? You can't sense that there's cotton there. Oh, yeah, that's a good thing. Glad you were able to get it get it back, Hoonigan. That would probably be kind of a pain in the you know what. Lose that content like that, especially after you edited it. All right. Well, I think what we'll do here is shut you off, delete the course, start you up, back up, and it looks to me like if we go one more over and we stay in the cab with you, you'll probably cut all the way through if we make you cut all the way through. Here, and I thought it was going to be a better thing to do cotton because it don't get showed a whole lot. That I've noticed on YouTube with you with Farm Sim, which surprises me because cotton's a big money maker. That's when I was on Kadurk's server on the same map when I was paying a paid member and was playing on a server. I started doing cotton like this, and I was playing quite a bit. Last been a year ago now, a little earlier. And I built my farm up pretty quick because of doing all the cotton contracts, and I planted a big field of cotton right away, and there's money to be had in the cotton thing. Not that we should be raising cotton in Huron, Michigan. I'm pretty sure there ain't anywhere in Michigan that raises cotton. I'm positive of that. I do like to play realistic enough that I try to keep with crops that's raised in a region where the map's supposed to be based. Would you look at that? You gotta love it when it's farm sim physics where it leaves that little bit every now and then because rows don't exactly match up with the. Although I am quite impressed with how this looks right now, how most all the rows are actually just about dead on. Anyway, what do we got going on over here? Oh, check that out. He went all the way through there and didn't do anything stupid. And he even turned around like he's supposed to. Didn't get hung up on a tree. Yeah, maybe the AI is going to be okay tonight. Well, I had to delete all of my other videos off of my phone. I ran out of room. I have nowhere to put them, so as finding this out makes me happy, I was just going to screen record and get them back. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you want to do about anything but mow grass, right, Hoonigan? I'm pretty sure you're getting pretty fed up with mowing grass. Look at that! It's gonna do it. Is he gonna poop it out all the way and keep going? Is he? Ah, ah. So this proves that what? It's not a mod issue. It's frickin' courseplay. Imagine that. Well, and you watch. he's going to turn back into the short row instead of turn back into the long row where I want him to turn. Because then they can work together, and when they get together, then I can bring them back over here and do one half of the short rows and the other one do the other half of the short rows. That would be the method of my madness here. Well, welcome. Well, I'm not getting rid of courseplay. I'm just not going to run it with these cotton harvesters. And there is a new version out. I need to upload. I got it up. I got it downloaded. I just did not upload it to the server yet. And I don't know if that fixes this. I do know it was a hot fix. But anyway, welcome to the stream, Midnight Hobbit. I hope you enjoy the antics that we have here. Oh, I'm not always PG. I know I should be more PG than I am, but I am trying. I honestly am, but just every now and then it just kind of escapes me. Oh, you and your whatever, hooligan, whatever. And if anybody missed my little spiel a little earlier, Midnight Hobbit, I don't know if you know some of the other guys in here right now, but if you've never watched any of Hoonigan stuff, he's also a content creator. He's right now doing some kind of some time-lapse survival type thing series, or a start from nothing and work up to 100 million. I think that's what you're doing. Is that what you're doing, Hoonigan? Anyway, I cannot remember the name of the map. But anyway, he's on there, and I think he's got three episodes done, and I thought there was one released today, but he had kind of a fub up with something. So anyway, head on over there, give the guy a like and a subscribe, and watch his stuff. He's doing pretty good. Yeah, that's right, Hickory Valley. So anyway, although I know he's got to be tired of cutting grass, because he's cut quite a few acres of grass. Which that's what you got to do on them survival or 0 to whatever series is that them guys do. They gotta. All right, let's go get some more of these round cotton things pickered up and get them delivered. Oh, you ain't got an argument out of me there, Hobbit. Oh no, you definitely ain't got it. I can't. If you weren't in here a little bit ago, but I have an absolute disdain for logging. It will. The only way it'll ever be on my channel is if I'm on a server, a community server with a couple of the other guys that are content creators, and we're doing something together. But you won't ever see any logging on any of my stuff. I cannot stand logging. And it's nothing against the logging per se, nothing against the guys that like to log. In my mind, logging is not farming. I get it. Farm sim doesn't have to be played as logging, especially now that we got all those productions, which that's another one of them things I think is kind of dumb. But hey, we got to make the game more playable and more appealing to other people, so they can sell more of them. I mean, I'm glad that they have created a platform where all of that stuff is an option to do. I'm a farmer, so therefore I farm. And logging is not farming. And they have not even incorporated with the logging stuff where if you clear cut, you go back and you replant this stuff. Sure, you can plant trees and you can harvest poplars, right? But if you're going to clear cut, you should go back and replant trees so they can grow. And they did not even incorporate that into their Platinum Edition. So there's my little rant about logging. It came out in 17, and I thought, are you got to be kidding me? There again, it was like, why didn't you guys incorporate some weather into this game? Oh no, we couldn't do that. We got logging instead. So, anyhow. Well, Ninja, I had to fire the first two I got, and I got two of them. I went down to southern Alabama. I says, any of you boys down here know how to do some cotton harvesting? And I had a couple old boys raise their hand. I said, okay, we got a couple green things. You guys need to come up here to Minnesota and run. And so we switched over to in-game AI, and they seem to be working flawlessly. So that points out that courseplay in the new John Deere version of the John Deere CS770s are not playing well together. So I need to get the new version of courseplay uploaded and test it and see if that will help. So that's where we're at on the cotton harvesting tonight. Got a little bit of a shaky start, but we seem to be doing okay now. Always something. And it seems like I think about every stream I've had, except for the night we did soybeans. I think the night we did soybeans, I think courseplay behaved fairly decently that night. But for the most part, it seems like courseplay, and I have these little hiccups every now and then, and I use it a lot. So, that's where we're at now. Oh, Hoonigan. Man. So, somebody was giving me a bad time the other day about watching his just a few little bit ago, right? Right? You'd rather cut trees than mow. So one would rather cut grass than trees, and the other one would rather cut trees than mow. Well, yeah, both of them were. Yeah, right. That's exactly why I watch your stream, because I have a hidden love for Case. Net. I watch your stream because I happen to like you, and you're supporting my channel, so I'm going to support your channel. That's why. And for that matter, you're not using Case on your series, nor are you using Case IH. You're using the good old trusty Internationals. I grew up around International and farming. I don't necessarily dislike that color of red. It's when Case decided to buy International out that I got. That's it. I'm done. I'm over. You guys let Case buy you out? Ugh. Alrighty. Where do we gotta go with this bad boy? So, blah, messy all the way. What the hell's a Massey? Somebody that had a massive heart attack. I don't mind some of the older Masseys. They had a really good engine with the Perkins engine. They had a crappy hydraulic system. Cabs were so-so. But guess what? They got bought out too. Massey's not true Massey anymore. It's part of the Agco umbrella. Oh, what was I doing? Let's see. Let's go down here. Where do I need to send these things? Johnson's Farmers Market. Oh, yay. Of course. One of the worst sell points to go to. So, Field 194. And Johnson's. I don't see it there. I think it's actually I don't mind New Holland. Okay, and I'm going to repeat myself because that's just normal, I think, for content creators anyway, especially if they're people that grew up on ranches and farms and around tractors and equipment anyway, like I did. I grew up around the three main things I grew up around as far as, well, okay, four. Well, three, because two of them were kind of the same company. I grew up around Farmall and then International, which Farmall turned into International, right? And I grew up around Ford, and I grew up around Alice. Those were the four things I grew up around as a kid in on a ranch. So, so I don't mind blue. I prefer the Ford blue as opposed to the New Holland blue because Fiat is what started into the whole New Holland thing, and that was Ford. Everybody thinks Ford went out of business or something when it come to the agricultural line, and that's not the case. They uh, they wanted out because they were tired of tractors and they weren't making very good money. And I watched the deal the other day that talked about the evolution of Fords before they sold to new Fiat, and it was pretty interesting. Um, it was part of why they kicked it in the butt and decided that, no, I don't want that. I want start. Anyway, they that's part of why the Genesis series came out. And at the time the Genesis came out, I don't care whether you were a John Deere guy or you were a Case IH guy. A true Genesis was at the time would kick the crap out of both of the red and the green. They had way better turning radiuses with the super steer. They had exceptional torque rise. Uh, I worked for a Ford New Holland dealership right out of college because I went to school. I went to college for diesel mechanics, and one of the first things I got to do was dyno an 8970 Genesis, which was the big dog back then. Um, they in 8970 was supposed to be 210 horse, and we had that thing on the dyno, and oh, out of the factory, that sucker had good torque rise, and she was snorting. I believe it ended up topping out on our dyno. I want to say about 260, somewhere in that 250 to 260, somewhere in that area. So she uh, she had the poop, and they were fairly economical. They were, and at the time, that Sidewinder console they had in them was kind of a unique thing. Um, so anyway, I like the old Ford stuff. I just wish we had better mods, as I was talking about on Saturday or Sunday night stream. Saturday night stream. When it comes to the T8 mods that we have are okay. The T7 mods are okay. But when it comes to true Ford mods, the TWs, the 8630 series, as far as the details of the mods and the mods, how they work, are okay. But somebody needs to tell them people who are putting out those mods that they need to make the scale bigger because they're scaled too small. And it drives me bananas. For some reason, that is one thing that has always kind of I have never quite understood with the mod thing, even from 15 clear to now, why the heck we couldn't come up with a standard scale size for all mods. And you would think that Giants would go, okay, this is the scale we're going to use. Everybody else, we're going to make a mod, use that scale. And we don't have that. We've got got mods that are too small, mods that are too big, and mods that are just right. And for some reason, a lot of the Ford mods that are out there are scaled too small. So that's why you don't see me use them very much, because it just drives me dingbatty. Very dingbatty. And Morris, I'm going to sneak up here to your place because you've got my other truck up here. Did you get your propane hauled? Anyway, you've got my other blue truck up here. Of freaking course. So this is what we'll do. We'll run into the propane barrel and blow everything up. Yeah, that last tractor you bought on your series, and again, I think so. I don't know if it's 986 per se, but it's an 86 series. So we'll throw us a little propane in here to Morris's propane tanks, and I'm going to take my propane trailer home and hook my truck up to my other drop deck to haul bales with. There, how about that for just a little bit of different content for a second or two here. And never mind that it says anhydrous on it. Other than it saying anhydrous on it, we're hauling propane in it. It's pretty nice trailer. And for the life of me, it escapes me at whose mods these were. These got put out when Spring Creek got released. These trailers got put out because he had corn dry in that map. And or were these the ones put out when anhydrous got incorporated to precision farming? I don't remember. Either way. Still, nice looking trailers. Sure don't look too bad on that K-Dub anyway, does it? I mean, come on. How? How could you not like that? I mean, jeez. That's just... Oh, hey. We'll even do a little in-cab view for a little bit here. Isn't that just beautiful? Just beautiful. I like how Expendables made the animation for the shifter work. That's pretty cool too. I don't do very many in-cab stuff like I probably should do. I don't play the game that way. Oh, so I never have. Oh, I don't want to do that. There we go. Get rid of some of them HUDs and we can really see what's going on. Oh, something else I'd like to mention too I'd like to give Dirk a little bit of a shout out here a little bit too. The guy's been feeling under the weather, so he haven't had any new content last week or any live stream because he said he was fighting a sinus and thing going on or whatever. So he's been a little under the weather. So, Dirk, buddy, if you catch this or you're around, hopefully you get to feeling better here pretty quick and you're on the mend and you'll get back out there creating some of that good content. Really good content creator, and a really genuine nice guy too. So, without further ado, we're going to get out of this thing because I see I got this guy sitting here. He hauled her, but he didn't unload her, which that's normal. They don't normally unload. But this sell point, oh, I hate this sell point. It is a pain in the butt to navigate. Alrighty. So you shut that off, you turn that on, and of course, you're not going to work, are you? I just love it when they do this. You're not supposed to go up and down, you're supposed to go to the side. I have yet to figure out why the heck that universal auto load thing don't want to work right when it comes to unloading once in a while. Sometimes they work like they're supposed to, sometimes they don't. Ah, come on, you son of a... Oh, damn it. And if I remember correctly, the trigger on here isn't quite low enough to do this either. I think I gotta push them off the trailer when it decides it doesn't want to do that. It doesn't want to unload like it's supposed to. Well, do you suppose any goddamn thing would work right tonight? No. God forbid. Yep, I know, I just cussed because I'm starting to fucking lose it. Anyhow. Osa. I will get better. Osa. Okay, there. We're done. No more ranting. No more raving. So what we'll do is I guess we'll use the lumberjack mod, come around here, turn on super strength, and we'll just drag you little butt heads off the trailers. There. There's a will. There's a way. Right. Yep. Okay. Everybody got quiet on me. Hoonigan got quiet because he's probably editing. Alright, now to weasel my way through here. Part of what they needed to do to make this thing better, okay, is this stupid thing here should not have a collision on it. These stupid things right here should not have a collision on it. Because if it didn't have a collision on it, you could come through here a little better, but the way it is now, you got to swing in, and you got to hug this side for a little bit, and then crank her around. Let's just say this: auto drive. Why the hell you're unloaded? Oh, I know. I forgot to reset the veil. There. Now go to the field. Still ain't understanding why the hell. Whatever. Ah, Ninja's still here. Scripting lights on a map, huh, Keith? So, Keith, are you a map maker? Because if you're a map maker, I got a project for you, buddy. Welcome back, Coonigan. Oh, okay. Oh, you're one of them guys like me that knows a few things and you're just kind of dabbling and helping somebody out with what you know. Well, I would really like somebody that's a decent map maker. We really need a real Nebraska map. And I don't want to take anything away from DJ Modding and his Green Valley map. For what it is, it's fine. But that map is fictitious as hell. He used two real towns. There is truth, you know. Hay Springs is true. And really? So you're going to fall through the earth? You didn't do that the last time. Whatever. You know, but anyway, Hay Springs and Rushville do exist. Them towns exist. But the farming in that area, the way he's got that map there, it's no such thing. And there ain't anywhere in Nebraska that's got a bridge in it like that. Nowhere. We have a fairly long, a somewhat long bridge between Omaha and Lincoln that goes across the North Platte River. But that's clear to the other end of the state from where Hay Springs and Rushville are. I live about an hour to the north, slightly northeast of me from where I live now is where Hay Springs and Rushville is. It is part of the Sandhills, the northwest edge of the Sandhills, which is nothing but ranches and cattle. Cattle's raised there. So, you need to go to Farmers Market Bale Sale Point, and this needs to be Field 194. Anyway, I would like a Nebraska, western Nebraska map where I live. I want pivots, and I don't care if they're working pivots, but I want fields that are pivot fields. And yes, we have square fields, and there's pivots in the middle of them, and the corners are irrigated with what we call furrow irrigation, or they're just dry land. Some of them are just dry land. But either way, and then we need to figure out edible beans as a crop type for an added crop type. That's what I would like to see. And I know nothing about making a map. I know how to do little edits here and there, go in and delete useless stuff that's in a map, and that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't have the faintest, foggiest idea where to start with making a map like that. But I think if a map was made like that, I think it'd be a hit. Especially with, what the heck's this guy's name that's been fiddling around with the Zimatic pivots? I can't think of his name. He's got him out, and then he's making a portable thing right now that I think he had on Facebook Farming News the other day that it got sent in for testing yesterday. But I just think that that would be a map. I think it'd be a popular map if we had something like that. Now in 19, there was some guys working on a map similar to that. They didn't have edible beans incorporated into it, but it was supposed to be a western Nebraska map. It was supposed to incorporate sugar beets, because sugar beets is a crop that's a specialty crop out here that we raise quite a bit of also. So, we got sugar factory in Scottsbluff, had sugar factory in the town I live in now used to have a sugar factory in it. It's not operated now. They just use it for a beet dump. But anyway, I think, if I remember correctly, I think Taylor Farms had his fingers in on that, was working on that map, I think. And it ended up being a private map. Never got anywhere on 19, but it was. I seen some leaked pictures of it, and it would look like it was going to be quite the map. But that's all the farther it ever got. We did have the one map in, was it 19 or 17, that we had the Nebraska map that was supposed to be based over by Waco and Utica, Nebraska. Which that guy had done an okay job with that map. Him and I were in contact, and I cannot think of his name. But he had some stuff that I was trying to tell him that, because I lived in that area for a while, that he needed to change, that he told me I didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, okay, whatever. I lived there. I know what I'm talking about. He had it flatter than it really was. But anyway, it was still an all right map. I played on it for quite a while. I can't even think of the name of that map right now. Not saying that, any of the other maps that are Iowa maps that are out aren't any good. I think that would be a neat thing to have in a map. Everybody's been doing like the Saskatchewan map with added crop types on there. Red River or Morris, whatever you want to call it. It's actually Red River, but the town is Morris. I think that map is based around, some added crop types to that and that are true to the area. I know that the South Louisiana modding guys, South Louisiana, those guys, and there's one particular individual that's been around that I've known of him, around since 17, that's been working with some of those guys, and they got a peanut harvester, and of course we got pictures of it, and it's a private mod, which I guess to each his own, but I kind of get irked off at those guys that do that. Fine, great, dandy. I love the fact that you are smart enough, talented enough to put out a mod because you want it to play with and you want it to enhance your gameplay. Fine. But if you're going to keep it private, I don't want to see pictures of it. Especially over and over and over and over. That don't seem to be as bad in 22. Not near as bad as it was in 17. Oh my God, 17 was horrible for private mods. And 19, the beginning of 19 was, man. And them people, all those guys plastered all over. Man, you'd see them. It was bad in Facebook, of course, because typical Facebook. Everything you hear on Facebook's true, right? Anyway, but they had plastered them pictures all over Facebook, and then you'd ask, well, is that public? Oh, no, it's private. Well, then I don't want to see the damn thing. That's just me. Because, you get us guys like me who like those, and some of those mods are pretty good, sharp mods, and add, stuff that you would like to have in the game, but yet not quite talented enough or don't want to take the time to learn how to do some of that stuff. And so you sit there and you're salivating, like when you're looking at that big, thick, juicy homemade cheeseburger that just come off the grill, and a little bit of that juice and that grease is dripping off the side, and the melted cheese dripping down the sides, when it's sitting on that bun. And your mouth starts kind of watering, and you're thinking, man, that's really good. So these guys start plastering them pictures like that around there, and so that's the kind of reaction you get. You really think, oh man, I'd love to have that mod. Sorry, you can't have it. It's private. Okay, then keep it to yourself. I'm probably wrong for thinking that way, but that's how I think. And I'm not real keen on these Patreon dudes either. But, I mean, most of those guys, they kind of keep to themselves. I mean, and I get the whole, that takes a lot of work. A lot, and I mean a lot of work and hours to put out a good mod. Like this mod here. I can't imagine. Partly, it was converted from 19 to here. But I can't imagine the hours that Expendables have put into this mod, especially now that we got 3 versions of it and everything they keep adding every time. I mean, them guys are talented. Or that guy. I don't know how many people are part of Expendables, but they put out some exceptional good mods, and I know it takes time, and I know it's part, I get it. But this has been one of them arguments about Giants and mods for years, about the charging for mods. Giants don't want you to do that, and I don't know where to stand on that exactly. I just know that I personally don't particularly like to pay for mods. And it's nothing against the modders. It's nothing against the time that they've put in. They probably do deserve some kind of compensation. So I kind of like the EGIO thing, where, and I don't know how well that works. How well the modders are getting any kind of kickbacks or whatever from that. As far as the free will donation type thing that they have on the itch.io. I really like that concept. Hey, give them a few bucks here or there once in a while. I get it. But I don't particularly like the whole Patreon only thing where I have to pay for it. I mean, I have one mod that I went to Patreon to get because I wanted it. And it was the only way to get it. And of course, a couple months later, he did release it. But not saying that those people are bad people. Don't put that in that thought into my mouth is what I'm trying to say. They aren't bad people. I just don't agree with that concept. Let's just put it that way. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean their mods are bad or anything else. That's probably better than the whole, oh, hey, look what I got. Ain't it late and great? I'm going to plaster everything, all the pictures around, and yep. 15 million later responses about, oh, what is that? Where did you get that mod? Is it free? What, I'd like to have that mod. Nope, it's private, and it's going to stay private. So then what happens to those guys that do that? Which was, like I said, 17 was horrible. 17 was absolutely horrible. The modding community in 17, man, it's whoa, it's a wonder we still have any modders left. I mean, and that's part of the reason why we have some modders from 17 that were really good modders that don't mod anymore, because the modding community in 17 was just toxic as all get out. And part of it, I think, was attributed to a few of the people that were putting out good mods that were keeping them private, but were wanting the whole, the plastering all their pictures everywhere and then not sharing them, so it was pissing people off. And so then what had happened is you get these shady characters that get part of the groups, and the next thing you know, they had their mods because they got in the group and got okay and happy friendly, and it means it was private, but you're part of my buddy system, I'm going to let you use this mod. So then you start getting mod leaks. And my God, Then you had these fights about, oh, you leaked my mod, blah, 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 in which I agree. Leaking a mod is absolutely dirt, crap. I don't know what to call it. It's just shitty, for lack of better terms here, to leak mods. I agree. But on the flip side of that leaked mod thing in 17 that was really bad was partly the people's own fault. If you don't want your mod leaked, don't publicly show it. Am I right? If you don't show it, nobody knows it's there, therefore nobody wants it, and it's not going to get leaked. That's pretty plain and simple to me. If you want to show it because you're eventually going to release it to the public, fine. But 17 was horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. So we're lucky that we have some of the good modders that we have today in 22 because there's a lot of stuff that happened in 17 and it leaked into the early parts of 19. We're lucky to have some of the mods we do. You know, yeah, some of them guys just, we're lucky that I don't think Sid was part of 17. I don't remember. Did Sid have some 17 mods? Maybe at the end. JHG had some, I think. But a lot of our bigger guys that we got out there today, as far as 22 mods and 19 mods, weren't putting mods out per se for 17 that I remember. I'm sure that there's some that I've forgotten that do, but wow. Anyway, enough of that little storyline, I guess. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate you guys that put mods out for 22. You take the time out of your lives, and it's for lack of better terms here, it's basically a hobby for a game that you enjoy to play, and you wanted something in the game that isn't provided by John Deere or another John Deere. That isn't provided by another modder or by Giants themselves, so you've taken it upon yourself to add it to the game, make the game better to play. I do appreciate you guys. I don't want anybody to think that I don't appreciate a modder, because I do. And even if I take one of your mods and I edit it for my gameplay style. I don't go in and I don't. And 17 was bad for this for a while too. You had some guys that go, "Oh, hey, that's a cool mod," and they would, in 17 we didn't have a lot of the extra, didn't have a lot of the extra options, like for paint and that kind of stuff. You had, this is what it is, this is what you're going to get. You didn't have a lot of paint choices. Yeah, you had a few choices, and that was it. So you would get guys that would go get a mod that was, let's say, I think there was a Peterbilt that got a 350, a 379 that got, oh my God, I don't know how many times that poor mod got claimed by someone else, and all they did was change the damn paint on it and claimed it as their mod. I don't believe in that crap either. So I'm all these mods that I have that are expandables, SIDS, JHGs, Carls, Customs, uh, Northwest, JJs. I'm not saying that what they put out was bad. I just added to it for my personal play. And I'm more than happy to let people have them to play with. But I'm not going to say that's my mod. It's their mod. Their credit goes to that mod. All I did was edit a few things in XML to make it personally better for me. So I don't want anybody to ever say that, think because I say something about a mod that I didn't particularly like or I changed because I thought it was better to be changed this way, that mod in that modding group or that modding person's a bad modder. Because they're not. I just think that there are some things that they have overlooked because they use a giant, this is what Giants has put out. This is what we're going to base some of our mod on as far as XML stuff. Like I was talking about the other day about the whole drive nodes on the front tires on tractors. That's stupid as hell. They need to be on the rear. And if it's front wheel assist, it needs to be on the rear and the front. But when you take a mod or an in-game a piece of equipment and, you know, let's face it, some of it's copy and paste when it comes to it works for Giants, it'll work for us, which is fine. So you overlook some little things here or there that, and to this day, I ain't figured out why Giants even does that. You know, not, you know, why they put the drive nodes on the front tires on stuff. I've never quite figured that out. Friction's important. You'll notice that some of the bigger, better guys that are modding put friction on their, have started putting friction back into their stuff, which is good. You know, like this trailer didn't have friction on it when I first got it. I put friction on those tires, and see, I made that curve, and it didn't decide it was going to fishtail around the curve with me. And that's friction's important. It's got to be there. It's also why Giants had troubles with the Max that everybody was so greatly excited about being part of the game and in-game, which that is a cool thing, but they sucked when 22 came out because, uh-oh, Giants didn't put any friction on the tires. Therefore, they would just sit there and spin because they didn't have friction to make it move. So, anyway, I know, sounds like I'm bad-mouthing everybody, and I really don't mean to be. I'm just saying that not everybody's perfect. And there are a lot of good mods, and I'm really happy for the modders that we do have in the community. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart the time that you take out of your day to put mods out to make the game better to play. Because without mods, yes, this game's a lot better than it was. But without mods, this game would still suck, in my opinion. So, enough of that little tidbit of Neal's opinion. Someday maybe I won't have a stream or a video where I don't spew out some kind of opinion too. I'm sure people get tired of hearing that. Well, I'm sure glad that the in-game AI decided to make these frickin' cotton harvesters work like they're supposed to. Is my other truck at the dealer? Yep, there he is. Let's get this unloaded quick. And let's see if this one's actually going to work like it's... I don't want to shut it off. I want to shut that off. Is it going to work like it's supposed to? No. Oh, I agree, Keith. Especially at the beginning of 22. Holy crap, was there a bunch of converts that were horrible. You go, oh, I've been waiting for that mod. You download it, and the tires would be disappeared. Or the rims would be some goofball color that wouldn't change. And, oh boy, man, at the beginning of 22, there were some nasty converts. Just freaking horrible. It almost made you scared to want to download a damn mod there for the first couple of months of 22 because you're like, is this going to be a good convert? You know? Uh, oh, they were horrible. I mean, and I didn't even attempt it. I've right now in limbo. Yeah, exactly. All kinds of errors. But that's another thing too. This is something else that I think that modders ought to do. If you're a modder and you're releasing something, I could give a crud less if it's going to be released through ModHub, right? Okay, if you want to release it through ModHub, that's fine. But there's plenty of stuff that's been released on ModHub that Giants quote unquote testing didn't test for crap. So this is what I would like to see some modders do. If you're going to release something to the public, and from what I have seen, and this is just from experience, So it's still not going to frickin' work. I wonder why the hell, what it is about, I don't know if it's a mod conflict, but why sometimes these don't want to unload like they're supposed to. But anyway, I think most modders that are going to actually mod and release to the public, one of the things that they need to do is they need to have a server. And a mod can go through single player and test like it doesn't have any errors. You know, you hit your tilty key and you see what it, you know, it can go through single player, not have an error at all. Throw that bad boy on a frickin' server, and oh my God, Lua call stack errors, and on and on and on and on, all kinds of crap. So, if you really want to test a mod before you release it to the public, put it on a server, and then when you get a server, so it has no errors on a server, space character errors, all kinds of stupid stuff, and then release it to the public. Because if it has no errors on a server, it truly has no errors. And there's been plenty of mods from Giants that on servers show errors. So shame on Giants also. They should be testing them on servers also. But they don't. I'm pretty sure they don't. Now, what was I doing here? Manually getting rid of, because for some reason this stupid autoload doesn't want to unload right. How about that for a mess? Gotta love Lumberjack mod. God, I'm sure glad that guy invented that mod, because I know this particular guy doesn't use it for lumbering. I use it for every frickin' thing else, though. And I know a lot of other people that do, too. Oh, what a lifesaver Lumberjack mod has been. I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to necessarily have to have Lumberjack. You could just use Super Strength, but whatever. It's handy just to hit the Alt key and turn it on or turn it off, and there you go. Realistic? Heck no. It ain't realistic at all. But it sure as heck helps make things work and get smooth. Well, I agree, Keith. But even the big boys, you know, say those guys, you can put one of their mods sometimes on a server, and it's got space character errors, and it's got file size too large. Never heard of that file error, you know, that kind of stuff. Oh, I need to. I do this every time. Forget to reset auto load. So, see, you can set this up so it still runs. You just have to shut it off every time when it gets to the field and gets back, you know, for auto drive. Still works. Doesn't unload it, but at least you don't got to drive it there if it's a long ways away. And, well, these guys are out here plugging away. It's nice that at least the in-game AI is working properly for once. Well, yeah, the poly count thing, that's important too. You know, it isn't quite as bad in 22, but in 17 and 19, man, poly count that was a difference between a really cool mod as far as how it looked, and one of the other things that I didn't like, and Expendables work was kind of bad about this at the beginning. They're a lot better about it now. Was file optimization. You know, you get this truck, a Ford, you know, Super Duty, or a Dodge, and we got these guys that got to put 15 different stupid rim packages on the dang things because, yeah, every farmer's got these jacked up F250s and F350s and 2500's got $1,500 rims on them, which is a bunch of BS. I mean, great that it's an option. I'm glad people are doing that. But anyway, so you got those guys that's doing that and jacking them up, and the damn file was 250 meg, and it's like, oh geez, I mean, let's not make that file a little smaller there, so, and part of that had to do with some poly count stuff too, but a lot of it was just not optimizing optimizing the mod, that's part of what was wrong there. And for the life of me, yes, I know what's wrong, but do I know how to optimize? No. I'm not a modder. I'm an editor. So I edit things, and that's mostly XML. Now 17, I knew a little bit more about giant stuff in 17 than I do in 22. Because I remember 17, we had the shaky tractor syndrome. When you hook up the stuff, they do the boot, scoot, boogie thing, and the old butt end of that tractor once in a while would twerk. And I cannot remember, it was a weird collision thing, and I cannot remember who come out with how to fix that. But I remember learning how to fix that, and we would fix it on some of the mods in 17. And for the life of me, I can't remember how to do it now, because I had to do it, but, I learned that, and you had to do it in editor. I learned how to go into editor in 19. We got, anybody remember the 8440 John Deere 4-wheel drive that had all the extra crap on it? Had the big old air horns on the cab, and it had the Goodyear dudes on there, and just a bunch of crap. So other than that, it was an alright mod. So I learned how to go into Giants then and delete that crap out. Well, and death collisions, yeah, I remember those too. Speaking of that, see, and we discovered I need to get into, inevitably, that's guys that go, oh, we got to fiddle with that. That's how we get started into modding, right? Well, I'm going to fiddle with it. And the more you fiddle with it, the more you want to, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to learn how to do that. And then the next thing you know, and I've just fiddled with XML stuff more than anything. Like I said, in 17, in 19, you fiddled with a little more of the giant stuff, but not as much. And in 22, I haven't done hardly anything with giants. Haven't had to, for that matter, really. Part of that because I remember in a couple of the earlier maps wanting to delete some of the static crap. Yes, static stuff makes a map look good, but it's also stuff that doesn't have to be in a map, especially fences. What is it with people thinking they need to put fences around stuff? Especially dealerships. Here in western Nebraska, dealerships don't have fences around them. Co-ops don't have fences around them. They just don't. Maybe back east they do. I don't know. But I know around here in upper Midwest or whatever, upper plains, whatever you want to call us, we don't have all that stuff. And one map that just irked the hell out of me that had that was Welker. I mean, come on. Oh, that fence around that dealership drove me nuts. We're going to put out a map that is meant for big equipment, right? That's what that map's supposed to be put out for. And then we're going to put everything spawns in the dealership because when Welker came out in 19, we didn't have the store sales mod, so you could deliver it directly to your farm. So you go buy a Borgo air drill and a big bud and try to get it through that stupid gate. I hated that map for that reason. Because we just have to have that fence around the stupid thing when in real life you go up there, and I'll guarantee you in North Dakota and in Montana there is not a dealership around there that's got a fence around it. Well, I get it. I get it, Keith. I get why people put fences around and why it starts going up. But I just, and if you're going to put a fence around it, and it's going to be a map like for, say, this one or some other map where you know the big equipment's going to be used, use your head. Put that fence around there so you can get crap in and out of there. Put a big, nice, huge gate in it because if I'm going to pull a 100-foot freaking Borgo through there with a tender tank on it, a commodity cart, you know, even folded up, that thing's wide. I need room to maneuver around in there. So anyway, that's where I got into. I was deleting some of the static stuff and deleting some fences and stuff like that. And I have no idea what it is about 22. Ugh, drove me nuts. I couldn't figure it out. I'm sure it was something simple, but you take a map, you unzip the thing, throw the map file into Giants, and delete some of that stuff that you don't need, and it doesn't affect the stupid map at all. Anywhere. Rezip it all back up, and you'd lose all your damn cell points. Why does it do that? Can anybody tell me that? What was the... Why... And I don't... I did that to a very overrated map, or Midwest Horizons. Um, I was deleting some fences and deleting some static farms and some of that kind of stuff, and then lost all the cell points. And it's like, why? It had nothing. I didn't do anything to any of the cell points. It doesn't have anything to do with the damn XML. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so I quit, and there was another map. I went in and deleted some fences and stuff. What map was it? An early map. I don't remember now. It did the same thing. Rezipped everything up. Everything looked fine. Lost all the cell points. And I could not for the life of me figure out why. I'm sure it was probably something simple if I knew more about true mapping. So I give up on the whole, okay, fine, we'll just wait till maps come out that they actually make it so that they're using in-game buildings and buildings that you can sell or keep, you know, the placeable stuff. But in 19, I didn't run into that. There's some maps I edited that way in 19, didn't have no problem. You go in and delete a fence or delete a, you know, we're going to put 25 static tractors at the dealership, you know, and it looks good. But it's in 19, you know, 19 wasn't as greatly optimized as a 22. So I'd go in and I'd delete that stuff because it would run smoother on your computer because your computer wasn't rendering all that stuff. It didn't have to be in there. I mean, yeah, it looks neat when you go to the dealership and pick something up, right? But the rest of the time, it doesn't need to be there. So on 19, and I go in and delete stuff in maps and re-zip it up. Never had a problem. I have no idea what changed in 22, but I did that 2 or 3 maps, and every time the cell points would disappear, and it's like, oh, come on, why? So I just gave up, and I didn't dig into it any deeper, and just left it alone. Well, if anybody snuck in here to the live stream, since I've said something a little bit ago, welcome to the live stream. Doing us a little bit of cotton harvesting tonight, cotton contract, a little bit different. We had a little bit of a faux pas at the beginning for with course play. Course play and cotton harvesters aren't wanting to play together very good at all. So we got the headlands done, and now we're doing regular hard workers, believe it or not. And the Yahoo things are actually working okay for once, I must say. I'm quite impressed tonight with AI workers. I ain't had to fight with them too bad. Because the majority of the time, I don't care what anybody says, that my luck with in-game AI workers and Giants saying they improved them. They improved them from about 6 IQ to 8 IQ as far as I'm concerned. And you put that RTK stuff up. And I honestly have never noticed them being any better when you're using the RTK, the two garages with the RTK on them. I've never noticed a difference. So anyway, whoa. Forgot to turn the auto load on. There we go. Putting on the old blinders. Blew past that one almost. So anyway, the old John Deeres are out there just behaving really well, huh? Hoonigan. Look at them green machines are working. As I told you, all they needed to do was fire the workers from North Dakota or Michigan, go down to Alabama and get me a couple boys that actually know what harvested cotton's like, and hire them and put them in there. That's what was wrong. That's what we'll chalk this episode up to. Had the wrong people on there running it. And you know one thing. You know one thing. They aren't yielding all that great. And hopefully, what's my contract at here? One bad thing about using precision farming, it really screws with contracts as far as what you have to deliver. See, we've delivered 262,000 liters and we need to deliver 282,000 more. So, yeah. And we've got 67% of the field worked already. Yay. We might be in trouble. Hey, Hodge. Welcome to the stream. Even though it's a little late, welcome. Glad you can make it in here, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And you're having a great hump day. Or the end of your hump day into that slide into Thursday day. I can't remember. Where the heck did you tell me you were from, Hodge? Please forgive an old man's memory. I am horrible. You're lucky I can remember your name. Even though I'm reading it. I am horrible about names. Okay. So, what I have figured out to do, if you are playing on a map that you're playing, of course, precision farming, because precision farming and contracts don't mesh well together because the contract thinks that it's going to get the regular yield, right? From the regular in-game stuff. So, we'll bring up the map per se for real quick here for precision farming, and nobody, when it comes to a contract worker, right, has done the soil sampling. So if they haven't done their soil sampling, right, they don't know how much lime it needs. They don't know how much nitrogen it needs, right? So that playing with precision farming with a contract, it's not going to get the yield that it says it's going to. As in proof, right here, we'll get out and our field info down here. Maybe we ought to get into the part of the field that's actually got crop, right? So expected yield potential is 100%. Well, expected yield is 64%, but yet the contract thinks it's going to get 100%. So it's not going to get that 100% that it thinks it's going to get. So therefore, we go back into this screen here. We bring up the contracts. So if you take details off, I guess details, you got to have details on. So it's going to tell you how much you got to deliver and how much, you're supposed to get a certain amount of it to yourself. That's just how it works. Well, it's going to be greatly off on what it's going to get because it's it's just the way the DLC thing works. It's not going to show. So this is the workaround. I should have done this a lot sooner, that I have come up with that works okay. Hit the tilde key, and let's put in PF uncover all. And by doing this, it will uncover the soil map for the whole map. It will take a bit. So you hit enter. Bingo. Right? We'll hit the tilde key and get out of here. Now the whole map is showing what it needs. Okay. So the way around this is we're in field 194. Now we'll bring up tilde again, hit the tilde key, hit it again, bring up our commands. PF PF pre-pair field space 194. And what that does is it sets, here we'll hit the, let's hit the tilde key again here. We know what soil type we're at here. It's pretty much all loam and a little bit of sandy loam, good ground. But you can see that it's saying that the pH here, it needs it. It's way, way bad on nitrogen. So anyway, let's bring the tilde key back up here. You bring it in here, hit that button, and bingo. What it does is it sets that map so it's at the highest levels, what it needs. We'll shut our in-game off. So we're back here to pH. See how it did it? So now when I get out, look what we got now for expected yield. 106%. So if people have ever run into that with doing a contract and you're playing with precision, and you're like, you get to the end and you didn't fill your contract, and you're going, why didn't it fill the contract? Well, that's why. Because precision throws off the contracts. And that's the workaround on how to get better yield. Hopefully. That's what I've been doing. Took me a little while to figure all that out. There's your farm sim knowledge, added knowledge for the evening. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's unload some cotton. Back up. Come on, get around here. Yeah. Yeah, tip of the day. If I know something and I figure something out that helps people out, I'm more than happy to share. I mean, for that matter, don't be afraid to ask me. I mean, I'll help people out, no problem. If it's something I've run into and I figured out how to make it work or whatever, I must say that the one guy out there that really, really does an awesome job on tutorials is FSG. I literally, that guy does awesome tutorials. Kadurk does really good at tutorials, even though he hasn't done a whole lot for 22. He did a lot more tutorials for 19. But just the way those two explain stuff, you don't have to rewatch it 500 times to figure out what he's saying. I probably get, my problem is I get to explaining something and I get to rambling on, go off on a tangent, about, I'll be thinking about something and squirrel, and off I go thinking about it and talking about something else while I was trying to teach you something. So Hopefully tonight I didn't do that too bad with the workaround for precision farming and filling a contract. And only thing is, I should have done it a lot sooner, so we still might run into an issue of being off on how much we got. So, and if we are, there's this thing called developmental mod, right? So mine's control P. If you have that problem, and if you haven't used this mod, and I know console players can't use this mod, but you come right, you come to this thing and you just go over here to round, big, cotton, and just drop some cotton bales and fill the contract. That's what I do. Is it cheating? Yeah, pretty much. But at least you're get to fill the contract so you can get paid. Yes, Driver 53 does, but he has never, that I know of, out of everything that Driver 53 does, I don't think he's ever talked about filling contracts and having a problem filling a contract using precision farming that I know of. Because I have watched a lot of Driver 53 stuff. Driver 53 is the one that I learned about the 75% maintenance thing on combines. After 75%, you start losing yield really bad. Uh, I learned. I like watching Driver 53's stuff he does. And not most of the stuff he does isn't necessarily set up on a tutorial on like how to use course play or how to use auto drive or how to use uh, 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 geez, yeah, that thing that makes you drive in a straight line. Oh, Jesus Christ. GPS. Oh. It sucks getting old. Anyway, uh, but I do enjoy watching Driver 53s and his comparison stuff. You know, he does a really good job about all that stuff. He's another really good content creator that I do enjoy watching. I don't think I've ever really watched him do any farming per se, but I have sure watched all of his what's the best crop to raise? Do tires have an effect on, you know, traction and that kind of stuff? I do like, and I'm sure that that's not one of them things that he sat down and in 15 minutes had it all figured out because it takes quite a bit to put all that together and record it and his spreadsheets and all that stuff that he does. Yeah, right. Same difference as using. Yeah, he does a great job with it. I've enjoyed watching him in 19 and still enjoy watching the stuff that he puts out because he puts some stuff out every now and then. It's like, oh, I never thought about that aspect of the game. I'm glad you put that out there. Like the tires thing. When he put that out way last year, early in 20 for 22, about tires that make a difference, and it did. I was surprised. I thought it was just all of them were the same, and it was well whatever you preferred as far as if you lived in Europe and Verstein. Well, I've never seen a Verstein tire anywhere over here. I'm not saying there isn't any, but I've never seen them. Uh, over here, Firestone, Goodyear, Michelin's not that big of a tractor tire around here. Uh, Mitas, if that's how you say it, Mitas. I think it's supposed to be Mitas is actually how it's supposed to be pronounced. We actually have some Mitas tires on our big 9300. It came with Goodyears, and then you have to run such low pressure so you don't get power hopping. It took out this. It's really hard on the sidewalls of those tires. But anyway, BKT. We have put some BKTs on our 7830 here a year ago. So anyway, Trelleborg. Yes, that's a tire, but not very popular here where I live. It's here. There's some here, but they're kind of a pricey tire. Not that any tire's cheap, mind you. I think you'll be able to make your pass back, and I think we're going to send you when you get done over there. Yeah, that'll work. We'll put you up top The other one, when he makes his tire pass down there, we'll send him over to the other side. Because I think, or is it going to be one of them dumb deals where we got like 2 rows? Could be. But anyway, I just thought that it was a personal preference thing in the game. Might be where you were from. This is what we have seen around here, or I like the shape of this tire tread, whatever. You know, and he did that comparison deal on those tires, and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize it actually made that much of a difference, but it did. Yeah, yeah, around here it just kind of depends, because tires, man, they're expensive. Oof. What tires cost anymore is ridiculous. But then again, what the heck isn't ridiculous? Are you kidding me? 2 frickin' rows? Well, I guess. Anywho, yeah. But anyway, I was really impressed that he took the time and tested that, and it ends up being, BKT happened to be, according to his test, the better traction tire, and then Mitas was the next best. So, yeah, he didn't test with Firestone because, of course, Firestone in the game is a PC mod because it's not allowed. It's not the it's a lizard in giant stuff. So, and then his comparisons on, and I really kind of was really surprised at the whole the whole this thing here. Let's bring up this map. I want to know, why does the Giants incorporate this if it actually doesn't make much difference? Because in 22, in 19 it did make a little bit of difference, but in 22 it makes no damn difference, especially if you're playing with precision farming. Other than the fact that you can pretend to plant another cover crop, which in some senses is okay. I'm not against cover crops, if if used with the proper way. Let's put it that way. Some people think it's the cat's meow when it don't do a damn thing, because you have to remember, anything you grow in a soil, whether it's a weed, it's the actual crop, a cover crop, does what in order for it to grow? It's got to have nutrients. Oh boy. Lumberjack mod. There we go. Alright, so we'll quit thinking around here. So, in my opinion, cover crops, and I do know plenty of people that have tried them and then quickly got out of them because it was taking too much out. There's a science to that is huge. And here again, this is the nerd real farmer in me. That I know that if you don't just go out and plant field turnips is a cover crop. You don't just plant field turnips. You plant field turnips mixed in with a bunch of stuff. Because then, as one plant takes a certain nutrient out of the soil, another one doesn't need as much of that nutrient, and when it decays, puts something back into the soil. So that's the biggest thing with cover crops, per se. You have to... Get over here. Get over here. Whew. That wasn't about timing. Anyway, you have to, in order to do cover crops correctly, you have to make a mixture. So as you're taking something out of the soil, you're putting something back in the soil. But I know plenty of people here where I live tried cover crops when they first kind of got to be a thing, and nobody around here. I don't think I've seen cover crops planted around here in the last 8 years. Um, Another thing about cover crops that's supposed to be a big thing is as well it helps compaction and yeah, yada 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 yada. Yes and no. Now I'm not going to discredit cover crops and people that use them and have a good luck with them. I think that it's not a bad farming practice, especially when you use it in the sense of for me, I think cover crops are good for the sense of okay, uh, bean ground, especially around here, whether it's soybeans or for us more edible beans, right? Um, you have a tendency in the wintertime with bean ground blowing because there's not hardly any fodder left there to help hold the soil. And I don't know what wind is like in other parts of the country. I know around here we get some pretty damn good winds because we live close enough to the mountains that we have some inversions that Jesus, especially in the springtime, we have some voracious. That's the worst thing about springtime here is, I love spring. It's one of my favorite times of year because nothing, things are turning green and things are coming alive and that dead brown look you've had all winter long is finally gone. Um, but you have wind. Ugh, I get tired of the wind. That's my thing about spring that I dislike. But anyway, as I was getting to, that's the thing that I could see cover crops being good for. Is planting it, getting it to come up, and helps hold that soil so you don't have the wind erosion. That's what I think the cover crops are good for. Hence the name cover crop, right? But you got to be careful. Got to pay attention to your nutrient uptake because what you're taking out, you got to put back in, right? I mean, that's just common knowledge. So if you throw a cover crop out there thinking, oh, it's going to be really good for me, and then you take all these nutrients out and you go out there that next spring and plow them under, well, yes, it will put nutrients back in the ground if you paid attention and you planted a mix, but it's not going to put the nutrients back in the ground right now because it's got to decompose before it puts it back into the ground. So it's not going to be there. Much of it's going to be there if, available for that year's plant. It's got to be next year's plant per se. Okay, Hooney. Glad you dropped in. Well, you have a good evening there, buddy. I'm glad you dropped in. As a matter of fact, I need to be get done with this stream. It's quarter after 11. I started at 8:30, so 10:30 was 2 hours, and we're now 2 hours and 45 minutes. So we're probably going to end this stream here pretty quick because I've been up here babbling on. And everybody's probably going, God, that guy ever shut up? He's got an opinion about everything, don't he? Yes, sir, I do. Yeah. But as I was saying about the cover crop thing, I uh, I think it's all right if it's used within what it needs to be used for. You just got to remember, you still got to put those nutrients back in the ground. So that's my big thing with cover crops. It's not an answer, but in my opinion, why the hell do we have it in a game when it don't do nothing? Other than the fact that you can plant it and use it to play somewhat realistic. Because Driver 53, as we were originally talking about, proved that it doesn't give you hardly anything in yield bonus. And it gave you more of a yield bonus in 19. And I don't remember if he was using precision farming when he was doing that one. But anyway, I do really like Driver 53 and the content that he puts out for that kind of stuff. The guy puts a lot of time into that. I'll guarantee you it's not a not a 2 hour recording session, and then he's done and throws a spreadsheet together. I'm sure it takes quite a bit to put all that information together and put it on a spreadsheet to get it all figured out. Us older dudes aren't the right for opinions. Oh, well, in game it does if you're not using the precision farming. If you're using precision farming DLC, but don't do shit as far as I remember. Maybe that's something I needed, because I need to go back and rewatch that. I don't remember if he was using precision farming when he did that episode. Maybe I'll even do a little bit of my own research. A little test type thing on one of my single players or something like that. But anyway, yeah, we've earned our right for our opinions. I suppose you're right, but I know, that age-old saying, everybody's got an opinion and some is better than others. It's kind of like shit. Some of it smells good, some of it don't, type thing, right? That's not exactly how you say that, but that's how I'm going to say it, because I've already cussed way more tonight than I probably should have. Really, I am going to get better at that. But earlier, patience was getting tested just a little bit. And it ended up being what tests my patience every time I play this game. Because I have this inversion of I think I got to play it the biggest and greatest and latest. So therefore I utilize course play because I like playing with big equipment, because so there you're on bigger fields and you need course play. So I guess it's a self-inflicted headache. Ow. Like running through that pole. I bet that hurt like hell. Anyhow. You ain't a shit in there, Keith. Mine does too. And you know why? I'm sure you're a really similar type of guy as me. You appear to be. Part of the reason why my opinion offends people is because I'm not a snowflake. I'm pretty sure you're not either. I'm not one of them that's politically correct. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to give it to you straight up. So, if I tell you to go piss up a rope and suck the knot, I mean it. That's the kind of opinion that gets me in trouble, because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. What's the point? I've never understood this in the first place. Why sugarcoat anything? Whether it's cussing, no, not necessarily the cussing part of it. The whole point of just saying what the hell's on your mind. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. At least you know where I'm coming from. Get it out there and get it over with. Instead of, well, I don't want to hurt his feelings, so I'm not going to say exactly what's on my mind. And then next thing you know, you got a bunch of people that think this is what you mean when it isn't really what you mean, because you're trying to be nice. Well, the hell with that bullshit. Here I go cussing again, but that's exactly how I feel. I'd much rather get it out there. This is me. This is how I am. This is my opinion of it. This is how I feel. And get it done and over with. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. And if we went back to that, I think things would be a little better in this place. There's lots of things that I got opinions on when it comes to society today. And that's one of them. The other one, people need to be families again. And I don't mean going to church. I'm not into organized religion. I think it's a farce. I believe in God. Yes, I do. Wholeheartedly. But people need to be families again. Yes, I'm sitting here on a computer. I'm on YouTube. And there's nothing wrong with entertainment. Entertainment's healthy. People need to laugh. People need to love. People need to be sad. People need to experience everything in life and learn how to cope with all of that stuff, right? But when it comes down to it, people need to be families again. Shut the goddamn TV off for an hour. Shut the computer off for an hour. Shut that goddamn phone off that's stuck to your nose for 24/7 and sit down at the dinner table and cook a meal. Don't go to frickin' McDonald's. Don't go to frickin' Burger King, Pizza Hut, because you're too goddamn lazy to cook. Cook a meal. Sit down at that table and be a family. I don't care if you're a single parent like I am. When my daughter is here on the weekends, we eat at the dinner table. I shut the TV off, I turn my phone down, and we sit at the dinner table and eat our meal together. So, if people did that more, people would be more in touch with their kids. The kids would be more in touch with their parents. You wouldn't have quite the disconnect between parent-child. People would have more respect for each other. As you sit down at that table and you're eating together and you're discussing what you did through the day and being connected as a family, you learn manners that this generation don't know for crap. Oh, I can't. I was at Walmart the other day, and okay, so people have gotten so goddamn lazy that they can't even go grocery shopping on their own anymore. They got to do the whole online bullshit. You know, I may have turned into somewhat of an introvert since I got divorced. I will be the first to admit that. And part of it's because I can't stand people and their rude manners and all that kind of stuff. But I still have two good legs. I have a good back. I have good shoulders. I have a good set of arms on me. I can go walk through a grocery store and get my groceries. Now, I don't think that it's a bad service for people that are in wheelchairs, disabled, or you've had knee surgery and you just don't want to walk. I get it. There's nothing wrong with the service. But the people that use it because they're too goddamn lazy to go do it themselves drive me bananas. So anyway, to finish the whole story here, you got these people that run through Walmart to fill these orders, right? And I swear to God, when Walmart interviews these kids and these people to do this, they go, "Do you have any manners?" Well, I know. What the hell's a manner? Never heard of that word in my life. They go, "Perfect, you're hired. That's what we want you to do, is be the people that butt in front of everybody to fill these orders." Why? I'm sorry. But anyway, my daughter and I, because she's had some medical issues this last year, we had to put her on a special diet, a gluten-free diet, right? Which is a total new thing to me. But I'm doing my best to work with her mom, because her mom and I get along, my ex. So when she's at my house, she's not totally off the diet. Because I love my daughter. I want her to get better. And Walmart has this awesome thing that they love to do. Meaning, I go to the grocery store now, and we're going to have a certain product here on the shelf, right? So then I go back 2 weeks later to get the same product, whether it's bread, pasta, what the heck ever, that's gluten-free, and you can't find it. Because either one, they don't carry it again, or they moved the damn thing. Because they want you wandering around the goddamn store so you buy more shit. That's just how it is. And it drives me nuts. So now they've incorporated, because eating gluten-free has gotten to be a bigger problem. And and I understand. The natural human being was not made to eat a bunch of grains. We were meant to eat meat and vegetables. Wheat is not a vegetable. Our bodies weren't originally made to eat that stuff. Hence is why more and more people actually have problems with gluten and that kind of stuff. Not that I'm promoting not eating wheat and bread, because I like my bread and I really like my pasta. Anyhow, but we're standing there because they've incorporated a gluten-free spot in the groceries. And I'm kind of looking at some stuff, and we're standing across the aisle as I'm scanning this thing, blocking two doors of the freezer section right there, right? Well, Keith, when it gets fermented and you add some water to it and some other odds and ends things and some hops, that's okay for you. That's okay. Anyhow, the fermenting process does something. So anyway, so we're standing there, and Tori, and I'm asking Tori because, if she wants to try something, and I need her opinion because eating gluten free is expensive. Eating it all right now is expensive. But if you're going to eat gluten free, I'm not going to spend $6 on a loaf of bread that she doesn't like and throw it away. Because I was taught to eat your damn food. You don't throw shit away. And especially when it costs $6 for a loaf of bread. So anyway, we're looking at this stuff, and we're kind of conversing back and forth, and I noticed out of the corner of my eye, this young lady standing there, and of course she's got the Walmart blue on, and she's got one of them Walmart frickin' I'm too lazy to shop for myself carts in front of her. And she's just kind of standing there staring off in space. Do-do-do-do-do. And I kind of ignore it for about a minute. And now she starts shifting around in her feet. And it's shifting around in her feet, right? Well, come to find out, she needed something out of the freezer by the door that Tori was standing in front of. And Tori was oblivious to her. She's helping me try to figure out what to buy her. So she wasn't even oblivious. So I turn and I kind of look right at her, and I'm watching her for a few more seconds there. And I go, are we in your way? Do you need to get into the get in here? Yes, you are. And I go, okay. And I look right at her and I go, there's this special word that's been around for a long time that your generation doesn't fucking know. It's called excuse me. And she starts to get this disgusted look on her face. And I go, if you would say excuse me, my daughter, who has been taught manners, to get the hell out of your way. Oh, well, I'm sorry. And I said, no, not the your generation I'm sorry bullshit, because they're not going to be sorry for her, then you don't know manners. Just say excuse me and she'll get out of your way. And she goes, well, excuse me. And Tori looks at her and goes, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be in your way. And moves out of her way politely. She opens the door, gets her stuff, and you could tell she was somewhat upset at me at first, and I kind of understand because I kind of put it to her bluntly. But what the hell is it with this generation and this sorry bullshit? Say excuse me. If somebody's in your way, excuse me. Or if you step in front of somebody, excuse me. Not sorry. What the fuck is sorry? Sorry? You say sorry when you hurt somebody's feelings. Just use your manners. This is where we're going back to what I was talking about a little bit ago. Family units. Eating as a family. Spending time together as a family. That you would be teaching your kids if you were sitting at that dinner table. Please, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That this generation don't know because they're too busy sticking around with that $1,500 Samsung phone or Apple i12 stuck to their goddamn nose and don't know anything else. Yes, I'm saying this as I'm trying to build a channel because I want to make money to help support, just a little extra money to help support income, right? I have no problem with it used as entertainment. That's what it is. Nothing wrong with entertainment. But you're not ever going to change my mind in thinking that if you would spend time together as a family, the United States as a people or the world as a people would not be a little bit better. We wouldn't be producing these kids that don't know shit and don't care for don't respect nothing and think that they're entitled to everything. I mean, make that kid take the goddamn trash out. Tell him to get off his freaking computer for 15 minutes. Get the hell down the stairs. Put his phone away. Take the trash out. And you know what? For taking out the trash, I'll give you $5. Oh, you want to mow the yard? Mow the yard. I'll give you another $5. That way, they understand where money comes from. Instead of, oh, I'm 23 years old. I just got out of college. What the hell am I going to do? I owe $93,000 in tuition. How am I going to pay this back? The government needs to give me free college. No bullshit. You need to get out there and get to fucking work. Okay? Hence is why I am so glad that I grew up in the country. And I know that there's plenty of people that live in the city that still try to teach those kind of ethics to their kids. But they sure the hell ain't going to get it at school anymore. But I'm glad that I grew up in the country. I'm glad that my daughter's growing up on a ranch for these reasons. Because people that live in the country, rural type people, country type people, it comes more natural to them to teach their kids this stuff. To bring up, and it's more natural that you sit at the table and have a meal together when you're in that kind of atmosphere. I'm sure there's plenty of people, don't get me wrong, that do it still in the city. I hope that there's a few. But as a whole, as a country, it's less and less than it used to be. That's part of the reason why we have the troubles that we have with the problems we have today. It is. You're not ever going to change my mind to thinking, my opinion, that's part of what's wrong with today. I don't care if you're transgendered. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're bi. That's part of the world. I have to accept that. But if you're not going to hurt me, I'm not going to hurt you. You offend me? Wah, I'll get over it. If I offend you, wah, you get over it. But if you come into my house with a knife, don't be surprised if you don't have a .357 Magnum barrel pointed at your nose. Get the fuck out of my house. You know what I'm saying here? And I own a gun. I believe in my Second Amendment rights. And I'll preach that to this day. Eric the Crazy Viking. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm on my soapbox. It's probably, for lack of a better term, I'm on my soapbox. I just feel that there's no part of me that doesn't feel that being a family and spending time together as a family is not important. So many people want to have kids, but they don't want to raise them. They forget that if you're lucky, half an hour of fun in the bedroom that produces something, after they're done with that they've got a responsibility to take care of. So let's send them to school and let them be babysitters. So let's send them upstairs and let the Xbox be babysitters. Let the TV be babysitters, because I don't want to do it, even though I had you. Because I would rather sit in front of the TV and ignore you, because I had a long day at work. Why even have them if you're not going to make them productive people within society? So, anyway, I'm sorry I've gotten off on this tangent, this rant. I really don't. That isn't what I want out of my channel per se. But the gist of this is to me is okay. Now I've thrown it out there about this is my opinion. I'm going to tell you my opinion, whether you like it or not. If I lose viewers, oh well. Hopefully I'll gain a viewer over here because he sees the same thing I do. But I didn't beat around the bush. I didn't tell you a bunch of fancy words to make you not have hurt feelings. It's an opinion. I get it. All opinions are good or bad. Am I a bad person? I don't think so. I have a very big heart and I love pretty deeply. And I appreciate everybody that's here. I do, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everybody that has supported my channel. for everybody that's given me a shout out and have helped promote me. Um, my content, I want people to show up, have fun, and laugh at my opinions sometimes. That's what I want, you know. um, and I, like I said tonight, I've gotten off on a tangent that I probably shouldn't have gotten on anyway, but it it helps some of my viewers that are here right now kind of understand where I come from, why I say some of the things I say, the kind of a person I truly am. You know, that's more than anything. You know, if I didn't love deeply and wasn't caring for the other people on a normal term, I wouldn't have said what I said about 4B tonight. You know, he just had surgery. Hope he recovers quickly. You know, that's from the bottom of my heart. Nice guy. So, you know, and I would hope that if something like that happened to me, that I would get the same thing in return. Just out of genuine humanity towards other people. That, in my opinion, would solve some of our problems also. Just be a decent human being. I don't care if you're black, blue, red, a cop, a firefighter, a farmer. We got to have all of us. Anyway, so it is now 11:37 my time. Wow, this stream's went on a lot longer than what I expected it to go. And here we are because I've been bib blab blue 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 and talking about some probably things I probably should not have, but anyhow, I have. It's done, passed over, and I still have some people here, and I'm glad you're here. But with that said, I better not dig this hole any deeper than I have. As my ex-wife told me one time when we were having a disagreement, you know, when you're digging deep enough and you start throwing dirt on your head, you need to quit digging. Yeah, and she's was perfectly right. So, anyhow, thank you guys for being here. I love the support I'm getting so far. I hope my content is something that you like. Um, I just I can't thank everybody enough that's here and have started watching me and following me and being a part of my streams. No, no, Eric, you don't need to send me a shovel. I can shovel her pretty good myself if you can't tell already, buddy. I don't need any help making a hole, buddy. I got her down. I got 47 years of experience or 48 years of experience on this digging a hole thing, buddy. I can do it. I don't need no help. I can dig a hole better than a badger. Anyhow, as I've rambled on for another 5 minutes trying to end this stream because I really appreciate everybody being here. I really do. Anyhow, we're going to call it a stream. I want to thank everybody for being here and keep the rubber side down. And with that said, we'll catch everybody on the flipper. Have a good evening.